Greetings. The May 5th meeting of the Illinois County Board of Education is called to order. Mr. Harvey is recognized for the invocation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let us pray. May the words spoken in this room tonight be beneficial to the students, parents, staff, and administrators in our school system. And may we be led by the guiding principle to always base our decisions on the best interests of our young people. Amen.
Please join in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Mr. Williams is recognized for the night's agenda.
Members of the board, tonight it's my honor and privilege to present to you for your consideration and hopefully your approval tonight's agenda.
Members have had a chance to review the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the night's agenda?
Chair,
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Gill.
I move to approve the May 5th, 2025 regular monthly board meeting agenda as presented.
Motion has been made by Mr. Hill. Is there a second?
Second. Sorry, go ahead.
And seconded by Dr. Alvin Stark. Any discussion? Hearing none. Yes.
Go ahead.
Ms. Davis.
Yes, sir, go ahead. You can do your vote, but okay. I would like to make a motion after this is voted on, I guess, to move the action item 6F, table it for a later date.
What number was that?
6F.
6F?
The Brady Field.
That's the item that was sent from the committee to the main board.
So that's actually 6E.
Sorry, 6E.
And you're asking what?
We table that for further discussion.
So I guess we have to have an amendment.
Well, so there's been a motion and a second to approve the agenda, so either that motion needs to be voted on, or if the maker of that motion wishes to withdraw the motion after hearing from Ms. Davis, that's certainly an option, but the motion has been made and seconded, so
Okay.
Yeah, so can I ask the purpose for having that one removed?
Because I have questions.
I'm sorry?
Because I have some questions about that, and I don't feel comfortable voting on that tonight, moving it forward as
Okay.
an action item.
And we already had a subcommittee meeting on that,
That's fine, but I don't
and
feel
you were part of that meeting.
I do not feel comfortable moving
Okay.
forward with this, so I would like to table it until another meeting.
That we take. Are you willing to?
No, sir.
Okay. There's a motion on the floor. It's been seconded by Mr. Gill to approve tonight's agenda. All those in favor of the agenda as presented, let it know by raising your right hand. All those opposed? The agenda is not approved. Now you want to make a motion.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
I thought there was 4 in favor, so can we just count again? Who's in favor of the approving the agenda?
Yeah, that's three. Oh, four. Good. The agenda's- Go ahead.
I thought we were still going to discuss that topic anyway.
We will.
Okay, all right. Okay,
The agenda has been approved.
okay, all right, okay.
Now, when this item comes up, I guess whether it's approved or not, will be time for more discussion. Okay. I believe the next item is the minutes from the April 7th meeting. Is there a motion to approve? You have a chance to review the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as reported?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion on Mr. Brick, second on Mr. Wood. Any discussion? If not, vote to call. All those in favor of approving the minutes as presented, let it know by raising your hand. The minutes are approved. Announcements, Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Thank you. This is National Teacher Appreciation Week in the Lenore County Public Schools. We also celebrate on the same week National School Staff Member Appreciation Week, and we certainly want to thank all of our hardworking staff members who do such an outstanding job in our schools every day, and every member of the team, from our teachers and teacher assistants and custodians and child nutrition workers to school counselors and bus drivers, principals, assistant principals, everybody that it takes, central services, team members, specialists, coordinators, directors, everybody that it takes to make this team work every day for the benefit of the children that we're all so richly blessed to serve. I appreciate you and give thanks for you every day as leader of this school system that I have the opportunity to come and lead such a wonderful team. Our principals have many things planned out in the schools, and Ms. Harry, Mr. Harvey, and I have many things planned here at Central Services for our Central Services team members. Special meals, treats, apple for the teacher, special meal food trucks, I think. Ice cream, a lot of things this week, just little special things to make them feel even a little bit more special every day, and to say to them, we love you and we value you. So I encourage you to say to your work, this is the week, and maybe year round, but especially this week, to reflect on your own school experiences and tell that special teacher who made a difference to you in your life that you appreciate him and the contributions that he or she made to you. Okay? We have many student and staff recognitions. I'm very excited about that. We'll be sharing those at the June board meeting. We have taken those and moved them to June in the interest of time tonight. So thank you, Mr. Chairman. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Got another time up? Well, we do want to recognize Fleetfoot representing the city council. Thank you. And we appreciate the staff extending their time today to be with us. We appreciate it. You look good back there. Okay, we'll move on to the presentation item. Mr. Harvey, EB Frank Construction Project update.
Thank you, and good evening, board members. Tonight, I will provide to you a brief progress report of the EB Frank School Construction Project. I know you were not looking forward to hearing from me tonight. However, that highly anticipated presentation from our architects and construction management team will be presented to you in June after all of the bid openings have been completed and prior to the notice to proceed letters to those prospective vendors are sent out. So tonight, you have to settle for me one more time as I share with you where we stand. The last time I presented to you, we were excited about our April 24th bid opening date. On the afternoon of April 24th, 2025, Metcon opened several dozen bid responses for the EB Frank Middle School project. Our partners at Metcon stated that the overwhelming number of responses well surpassed any other project that they had directly worked on. They indicated this was a testament to the high interest of prospective vendors to work with Lenore County Public Schools to build a great product for our students, staff members, and community. After nearly 3 hours, we ended the day with over 90% of our bid packages available to be opened. 8 bid packages, however, were unable to be opened due to not having the number of required responses. I'm happy to report to you that on last Thursday, May 1st, we were able to open the remaining 8 bid packages. That leaves us down to 1 remaining package. You may ask yourself, Mr. Harvey, you said we were able to open the 8 remaining packages. Why is there still 1 remaining? Metcon has determined that the turnkey site work prep package will be re-advertised with specific details to ensure that prospective vendors are clear on what the work entails. Unfortunately, during the first bid opening, all responses came in well over budget. I have published here the details for the new bid opening date for this package. It is May 13th at 2 p.m. here at Central Services. We anticipate after the May 13th date, Metcon and Darrington Smith will be able to conduct an audit of all of the bid responses to ensure that they are indeed true and without concern. Once this audit has been completed, the notice to proceed letters will go out in June, and we will be able to commence with the construction phase. I do anticipate Metcon being before you during our June meeting to give you an in-depth presentation on the status of our project. I'll entertain any questions you may have regarding the E.B. Frank Middle School project.
If you got a question, Ms. Todd?
Mr. Chair, this is one of the bids that we kind of projected, or you projected that would have to be rebid again.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so this is no surprise.
it's not a surprise. What's the surprise is where they came in, where the number was. So one, they did not anticipate more than 2 prospective bidders. We had that, but the number was not in line with what the project we anticipated. So it is going out for rebid with specific details, and they anticipate it coming in where it needs to be on the 13th.
We have one company request to cancel their bid, but then after consultation and looking at the full picture, they decided to move forward with it as submitted because they had the winning bid and they wanted to cancel that. And then now they decided to move forward because they had some other work that they were doing for us.
Thank you, Ms. Todd.
And you all are invited again on May 13th if you would like to see that bid opening is open to the public, and we had great participation.
Ms. Herron is recognized for the end-of-year assessment update.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, board members. We have attached for your reading pleasure the district testing calendar for the 24-25 school year. The calendar, the testing calendar is posted all year long. We have to establish at the beginning of the year, but I wanted to remind you that we are coming upon the season of assessments, so it's the end of the year. So we have, the early college is actually starting sooner. Their exams are the 12th through the 16th of this month. EOG reading, as that's 3rd through 8th grade, will be the 28th of May. EOG math, 3rd through 8th grade, will be the 29th of May. And EOG science for 5th and 8th grade will be the 30th of May. Our 8th graders that take Math 1 will be taking their assessment on the 29th. And moving to high school, English 2 will be June 2nd, and all other EOC, which are end-of-course tests, and career and technical ed exams will be June 2nd through June 6th. And June 7th is the last day of school. So we just wanted to give you a reminder of what's coming around the bend. We're getting ready for that. So that concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions, comments from Mrs. Herron? Thank you. Dr. Amy Jones is recognized for the application for CTE funding. Dr. Jones.
Good evening. Tonight, I'm submitting for your review the CTE local application. I'm required to submit this application annually to NCDPI in order to receive and use state and federal funds for CTE programs and services. These include PRC 13, 14, and 17. And successful applications will yield approximately $3.4 million in funding, program funding and positions. I have attached the local plan for your review, and I'll return next month to request approval of the plan. This is a 2-year plan, so we're in the 2nd year of that cycle. The only change from the previous year are the budgets and the progress report notes that are throughout the sections.
Any questions for Dr. Jones? Okay, we look forward to it.
Thank you.
Mrs. Helen Hooker is recognized for financial report. Mrs. Hooker.
Thank you. Good evening. Presented tonight is the April 2025 financial report. The report summarizes the budget and year-to-date activity for all Lenore County Board of Education funds as of April 30, 2025. In addition, it presents the local current expense fund balance as of the same time frame. If you've had a chance to review, I'll answer any questions you may have.
Questions for Mrs. Hooker?
There's some observations we discussed earlier. I had noticed that school food service receipts or revenues were 60%, even though we're 83% through the school year. You still project that we'll get the full funding for that fund by the end of the year.
Right.
As far as we know, yes.
Okay. And then, I mean, we're projected to spend the budget too, so we do want to make sure we predict what we spend.
Any amendments will be made before year end if, in the event it's not received.
And then, under federal funds, the supporting services, we've spent about 92% of that line item there, but we don't expect that the fund will be over for the year.
No, because in the federal funds, you can only spend the amount that's allotted. So she has the flexibility to do amendments to move it around, but you can't go over. You can't. They won't allow you to have.
Line level is okay, but fund level we have to be under.
Right.
Yep, okay, thank you.
Yes.
Ready, Mrs. Hooker? Because you're recognized for your budget amendment number 4.
Thank you. Presented for your approval is budget amendment number 4, which is being used to revise the working budget of the Lenoir County Board of Education to reflect changes that have occurred during the fiscal year. I'll answer any questions you may have.
Any questions on the budget amendment?
I guess what metric drove the increase for us?
There were additional allotments in the state and also local funding. We had some Medicaid reimbursements that were received, so that was what was added to the original budget. Yes, sir.
Floor is open for a motion to approve the revised budget amendment. Mr. Bridge, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dr. Outlaw Stark. Any further discussion? If not, vote is called. All those in favor of the budget amendment number 4 is presented, let it know by raising your right hand. Amendment is approved. Mrs. Hooker, 2025-26 planning budget proposal.
Mr. Chairman, before Ms. Hooker begins, I would like to say that we met, the Board of Education leadership met with the leadership, chair, vice chair of our board, chair, and vice chair of the commissioners last week. Had a great meeting. We want to thank Chair Linda Rouse Sutton and Vice Chairman Eric Rouse and Manager Michael James for the meeting and for allowing us to go down and present our budget proposal to them. And after approval tonight, it will go officially to them, but we wanted to talk to them about our budget priorities. And we feel that this budget is balanced, and in the context of what you're seeing in some other districts with mass position losses and some serious downsizing, we feel like this is a good budget and it's the best case scenario for us under the circumstances. And we feel that in light of funding losses, that we've expected those, planned for those. And the biggest thing I can say to you is we're living within our means. We're not paying for any positions that are not allotted by the state or the feds, for which positions for which we don't have recurring funding. So that's I think the most fundamental aspect of this budget that I'm proud of. I'm proud also that we've prioritized our main thing, which is instruction, and we have it at the centerpiece of the budget. You see there, budget. Priorities, school safe instruction, school safety, maintaining the safety and well-being of our kids, including learning environments in the classroom, roof structures, wall structures, floor structures, HVAC, air quality, and such. So we're proud of those priority points that are in our budget. You see there.
The planning budget is being presented based on estimated revenues and recommendations from the Budget Committee, and has been presented, as Mr. Williams said, to the Lenoir County Board of Commissioners. I'll answer any other questions you may have.
What's open for a motion to approve the 2025-26 planning budget as proposed?
Chair, I move to approve the 2025-2026 fiscal year planning budget as presented.
Have a motion by Mr. Hill. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Woods. Any further discussion? It's not, the vote is called. All those in favor, let them already raise your right hand. It is approved.
Thank you.
Apple surplus equipment sales. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, excited about this item. This is our reselling of the Apple devices from our recent Apple refresh, and we're pleased with that. LCPS negotiated an offer from a potential purchaser pursuant to general statutes for sale of approximately 681 MacBook Air laptops, mid-2020 models, and you see all of the other technology listed there. And it's gone through the bidding process, and Jason Weber from Arrington Smith, working collaboratively with Adam and the whole team there. They have guided this process and evaluated the offer, and we feel that it's a good offer, and we're bringing it forward to you tonight.
Floor is open for a motion to accept the purchase equipment agreement.
Mr. Chair,
Deal.
I move to accept the electronic deals offered to purchase the surplus equipment at the prices offered and is described in detail in Exhibit A to the proposed sales agreement, and approve the proposed surplus equipment sales agreement as presented.
Motion is made by Mr. Hill. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Wiggins. Any further discussion? Not, vote is called. All those in favor? Raise your hand. Sales approved. 2025-26 fines, fees, fines, and charges. Mrs. Harris.
Thank you. Tonight, I am presenting for your approval of fees, fines, and charges for elementary school, middle school, and high school for the 25-26 school year. There is no changes to what they were this year or even last year and the last couple of years. So we don't anticipate any changes. All the principals have reviewed them. And so I just respectfully request the fees, fines, and charges be approved for the upcoming school year.
A motion to accept the fees, fines, and charges for 25-26.
Motion to approve.
The motion by Mrs. Davis. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Brett. Any further discussion?
I was just curious, do you have a routine process for reviewing those? They did not appear to be punitive, but more, I assume, based on recovery of expenses.
It's none of them are punitive at all. It's parking fees and lost books, athletic admission, yearbook. It's just anticipated costs and fees for children and parents to have an idea of what the expected costs are going to be, and it caps things off so that one school's not charging more than another school, and it keeps it.
There is a 100% collection rate at one grade level.
There is. That's the year, yeah. It's a pretty good collection rate, yeah.
Well, if they get stagnant, then you fall behind on.
Right, maybe you're not charging enough.
Well, you guys, the board approved an increase to athletic admission at the high school level maybe 2 years ago because we were not.
How long did it stay at this level? Because clearly things have gone up.
Yeah. So we're year 2 of where we are now. The state just raised their rate as well, so we're right in line.
We'll be in year 2. Yes.
Right now.
Okay, thank you.
Further discussion? Hearing none, vote is called. All those in favor? Raise your hand. They are approved.
Thanks so much.
Item E, the LCPS grading scale for elementary schools. Mrs. Harris.
Yes, sir. At the last board meeting, we brought for an information item from our committee meeting with regards to changing the grading scale in elementary schools from a 7-point scale to a 10-point scale so that it's the same as it is in middle and high school, so it would be continuous from elementary, middle, and high school. We're changing from Power School to a new SIS, and if we're going to change our grading scale, we're at a point where if we're going to do it, we need to do it so that we need it to be able to set up in the new SIS. So we thought this was an opportune time to bring it up for your consideration.
Okay. Recommendation to approve the grading scale as presented. Is there a motion?
Chair,
Mr. Hill.
I move to approve the grading scale proposal as presented.
Yes, sir. Second. discussion?
You see it.
Put it on the table.
Yeah, I'll second this.
Okay, we have a second to approve the grading scale. Is there discussion?
My concern is that moving from a 7 to a 10 is, I know that some schools have put out I guess they put out feelers to see which they preferred. I don't want to see us move to a 10-point scale, and I understand with the new SIS and everything that's coming up. I don't want I'm trying to say this nicely. We strive to hold these children accountable and make sure that they are achieving the absolute best that they can and requiring a lot of them when it comes to the grades. And I would hate to see a student who is very academically gifted not do anything for several weeks and then be able to turn it on at the very last minute and plug in these grades and be able to just skate by. That is my concern.
Kind of line of thought I fell into was, I think there's value in greater granularity as far as identifying the needs of the students, especially those formative year levels. So I support the 7-point average too. And then, in keeping with like stated board policies, governing principles, board authority and duties, item 2, providing most significant duties include the second one, providing leadership and direction through the formulation of goals and objectives, especially in defining and setting high academic standards for student success. Well, if we lower from 7-point grades to 10-point grading scales, I think we're moving in the wrong direction.
Would that be demonstrate for me how that would be lowering standards?
Simply, with the 7-point grading scale, an A is a 93 or higher. With the 10-point grading scale, it's a 90 or higher. So it's not, I would make the argument that it's not lowering expectations of students. We want all students to be successful.
In what stage?
Well, I would like to see it be continuous through all 3 grade spans, but it's the pleasure of the board.
The 7 and 10.
So with the 10-point grading scale, it's 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 90 is a B, 70 to 80 is a C, and 60 to 70 is a
59.
59. So the 7-point grading scale is just a 7, so 93 to 100 is an A, and then it goes 7 points below that is a B, and 7 points below that is a C, and then 7 points below that is a D.
We're all college.
And the reason the state went to the 10-point grading scale for high school several years ago, and I can't remember exactly how many years ago, probably about 10. With the main purpose, we have so many high school students that are taking college courses, and it was difficult for us. They had a grading scale at the college that was a 10-point grading scale, and then they had a 7-point grading scale in high school, so it made it very difficult to flesh out the GPA when you had grades that weren't determined at the same level. So the State Department made it statewide that high schools would be on a 10-point grading scale. And then later, we brought it to the board to move middle school to a 10-point grading scale because we have middle school students who are taking college classes now. And so we ran into the same issue with our middle school students. So, of course, this is an issue that's at the pleasure of the board, and we will gladly do whatever you all decide is your pleasure. So if you'll just let us know, we'll act accordingly.
We're on a 10, middle and high.
Yes, sir.
Elementary school students eventually are going to go to a middle school that's on a 10-point scale.
That's true. Yes, sir.
No statement on that. If we acclimate the students to know the difference between a 81 and 2 grade and 88 and 9, then we are incentivizing higher performance to reach the next letter grade. But if we give it a broad, if you're down in the CD range, going from what is today is the 60 and below is failing, right? But you're looking to move it up to a 70, right? I'm off one.
So
70 is 70.
Yeah. I think it's probably favorable to have the kids, even if they're transitioning to a 10-point scale, to be accustomed to, I need to achieve as high as I can. And the more specific or defined we can make that, the better. And we should be pushing toward higher standards. Now, I would certainly support if we want to discuss the middle school levels, grade school,
I think that would be very, very difficult because many of them are taking college classes. Yeah, we have high school students taking math, middle school students taking taking college classes, and taking high school classes. And so it is, that would be very, very difficult to average grades when you have middle school students that are taking courses outside of the middle school offerings.
Chair, so a couple of questions. So now at college, it's a 10-point scale, right?
Yes, sir.
So when they leave high school, they're going to go to a 10-point scale, correct? Do you have any idea how many systems in the state already use a 10-point or remain? You said because I remember when they went to the 10-point several years ago. How many? Do you have any idea how many systems, school systems, LEAs, did or didn't, or on or off that 10 and 7?
I don't know. I mean, I could look into that, but.
You could table it for further study, we can get that information.
But also, all universities are not on a 10, like, there are some undergraduate, be clear, they're on 5-point, 7-point scales. We didn't start really seeing the 10-point scale in college until like grad. That's when we mostly see it because the work is obviously more vigorous. So, yeah, so it's not, undergrad is not necessarily everybody's on a 10-point
The
scale.
UNC system.
Right. Well, not easy.
Mr. Mitchell, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do have a motion on the floor and a second. Do I not? To approve the 10-point.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I mean, do you see it if we were to, as Mr. Britt suggested, go back to the 7-point at the middle school? Are we going to create like you said, a scenario for the kids and the parents, where it's going to be difficult to convert that grade, and then you know how it is when you go somewhere and you do something, it's kind of hard to go back, especially if you're talking about taxes, or in this case, grades. I'm just wondering how our parents would feel about going back to a 7, especially in the middle school.
It sounds like there are a lot of questions that have been brought up. We'll be glad to get those questions for you, but it would require tabling.
We've got a motion on the table, right?
All right. We can defeat this motion and table it, or we can pass this motion and move on. But the question is called. All those in favor of the grading scale as presented, let it know, raise your right hand. All those opposed? I see 1, 2, 3. What you voted for?
Call it again if you're not sure who voted what.
I wanted to keep it first.
You have to vote it down.
Did you get the count, Ms. Taylor?
It's 3-3, you're going to have to call for the vote again. No vote is a vote.
Okay. No vote is a yes vote.
Yeah, that's,
So let's
Let's just
call the
vote
vote.
again and keep our hands up.
Yes.
All those in favor of the motion as presented, let it know, raise your right hand.
That's what I have.
Those opposed? The motion passes 4-3. Right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Out-of-state field trips, Ms. Harron.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. Good to see you again. I have 3 field trips. I apologize that the third one was not uploaded, so I'll tell you about it. But I'll tell you about the first 2 that we have here. North Lenore's FCCLA would like to take 5 students to the National Leadership Conference in Orlando, Florida, July 3rd to the 10th. And they'll be flying out of RDU to Orlando. So we have 2 faculty members going and 5 students. And I know they really want to go on this trip, so I appreciate your consideration there. The second trip is our migrant education program. There's a program called the Close Up program in Washington, D.C., and we sent students, you sent students last summer. It's a great opportunity. We have 21 students in our migrant program that will take the train to Washington, D.C. for June 22nd through the 27th. We'll have 2 staff members chaperoning those students, and we respectfully ask that they be able to attend that trip. The third trip is Northeast Elementary School has a special trip to Kings Dominion after school is out, and it's for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. They'll be taking a charter bus through Southern Express, and it's an approved charter company. It's a 1-day trip up there and back, June the 12th. And the purpose of the trip is simply to celebrate the growth and proficiency in, they call their students scholars, in grades 1st through 5th grade based upon their DIBELS and end-of-grade assessments. So it's a reward for doing well on DIBELS and on their EOG. And so I respectfully request that Northeast students be able to attend Kings Dominion on June the 12th. So those are our 3.
Is there a motion to approve the field request as presented? I have a motion by Dr. Outlaw Starkey, the second by Mr. Woods. All those in favor? Is there any discussion? I have. The migrant trip,
Yes, sir.
there's only 2.
Yes.
Chaperones one?
Yeah. So normally, it's Miss Key and Mrs. Stephanie Eng. So we normally have 1 student per, one adult per 10 children. So it's 21 children, so we're just 1 shy, it's just 1 over. So, but we have a really good relationship with these students. Mrs. Stephanie Eng works really closely with them. So I'm very comfortable with these 2 adults taking 21. We're so close to the 1 to 10 ratio, I'm not at all concerned, but I appreciate you asking. Is that what your issue was?
No, I'm not concerned about it. You want to go?
Oh, you want to go?
The kids were like me. Growing up.
We'd love to have you, and they love the train ride, and they,
Well, actually, I would be interested in going.
we will follow up with you on that. We will absolutely do that. They take the train from Raleigh, and they have the best time. They have the best time.
be interested in the Kings Dominion.
Now, that's a bunch of little children all day
That's a
long.
long day.
You better eat your Wheaties.
Yeah. That's a
Take your vitamins that day.
Okay, chair calls for the vote. All those in favor of approving the field trip, let them know, raise your right hand. Trips are approved.
Thank you.
Motion to go into closed session. Surplus. Oh, Mr. Harvey, I'm sorry.
Let's get rid of this stuff. Thank you. Tonight, we have items from our maintenance department, and they are submitted for your approval to be deemed a surplus. Any proceeds derived from the sale shall be returned to that department. Any surplus material deemed to hold little or no value is systematically collected, distributed, and to an authorized electronic recycler, ensuring responsible disposal and adherence to environmental guidelines.
Motion to approve Mr. Harvey's garage sale.
Some good stuff in there.
Is there a second?
Second. Why not start? You can ask potential things in there.
Motion been made and seconded.
Negative stuff.
there any discussion?
Can I ask one question, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
The items that we're getting rid of, have we replaced those?
Yes.
Okay, all right, just one, I thought we had. All right, thank you.
Okay, the vote is called. All those in favor? Everybody says approved. Thank you, sir. Motion to go into closed session.
Mr. Chair,
Dr. Outlaw starting.
I move that the Lenore County Board of Education go into closed session under North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11 to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel files, to consult with the board's attorney in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege, and to consider matters relating to initial employment of an individual employee.
I have a motion to go into closed session. Is there a second? Second, Mr. Britt. Any discussion? Vote is called. All those in favor of entering closed session, they're going to raise their hand. We're not in closed session. Okay, right now, back in open session. Floor is open for a motion to approve the recommendation for personnel.
Chair,
Mr. Hill.
I move to approve the May 5th, 2025 monthly board personnel recommendations and the May 5th, 2025 personnel addendum as presented.
Is there a second for the personnel? Mr. Britt, in the discussion. Not vote is called. All those in favor? Personnel report is approved. Announcements.
I do, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Patrick Philippi, would you stand, please? So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the Lenore County Board of Education has taken my recommendation to name Mr. Patrick Philippi, current principal of Woodington Middle School, as our Director of Facilities Management for LCPS, a position formerly known as Maintenance Director. The position was posted, as you know, and almost everybody in the Woodington community knows, and some of the rest of you know as well, but Mr. Philippi was considering retiring, strongly considering that. I think he had a retirement calculator on his phone and his watch for the last couple of years. He told me that. He actually did, y'all. That's true. But he, so his staff has known and expected that there might be somebody different at Woodington, but his legacy is a deep, wide one at Woodington Middle School. I admire many things about Mr. Philippi, but one of the things I told the board this in closed session, I've told you this many times, he loves that school as much or more than I've seen anybody love their school. And we have some talented principals who are, this is Staff Appreciation Week, and certainly we'll be highlighting that around across the board. But we have a lot of talented leaders who love their schools, but nobody more than Mr. Philippi. He loves that school. He loves going, walking around that school, taking care of that school. He knows every child in that school, and he takes care of his school family. Everybody who knows him knows that. He has the command of the school, operationally and instructionally. Woodington has continued to do well. Woodington was a high-growth school, exceeding growth last year. Woodington's in very good shape, and it's because of our talent, our wonderful children, and our talented teachers who teach there every day, and the great, outstanding leadership of Mr. Philippi, and I appreciate that very much. Mr. Philippi did approach me and say he had seen this posting for Director of Facilities Management. It's a different type of position. It is everything that the old conceptualization of the maintenance director position was, plus it is a high-level senior staff executive leadership position that includes a lot of strategic planning. The target applicant for this position is somebody who is an experienced leader, somebody who has run schools, somebody who has led over time, and somebody who knows how to rally, to win the hearts and minds of a group of people and rally around a cause. In this case, the cause of not only maintaining the facilities we have to the best degree possible, but also, and this is the most important piece, to strategically plan for moving our district forward in the area of facilities, not just what we all know about, the Frink Middle School construction project, but our next two projects coming forward, Southwood in our strategic plan, Southwood Elementary School and Woodington Middle School, those two construction projects moving forward, and then our three traditional high schools. So Mr. Philippi our team was unanimous in recommending him to the board. The board was unanimous in selecting you, and we're excited about you and excited about next steps with you. Mr. Philippi has his wife Lee with him, and his sons David and Ben with him tonight. His whole family's here, so we're excited about that. At this time, I'll decrease and ask if you'd like to share anything. I know it's with mixed feelings that you hate to leave Whittington Middle School. And I told the board in closed session how you had agonized about leaving and were gonna retire last year and then took it back. And you were gonna do it this year and you thought about it and you were leaning. And while you were leaning one way and the other, to and fro, you found out about this position. And this is truly seems to have been a dream of yours for a long time. So I was proud of you, did great in the interview, no doubt in our minds. So congratulations, Mr. Philippi.
Chairman, board members, Mr. Williams, Mr. Perry, Mr. Hardy, thank you for the vote of confidence. Mr. Williams was very correct. I leaned very hard. Yes, I still do have that countdown on my phone. People joke me about it all the time. But as Mr. Williams said, I was trying to, back here a while ago, I was being distracted by Ms. Carlisle as usual. But I was trying to
Don't mess up all the good things I said.
I was trying to just figure out how long I've been a part of the North County Public Schools. Because all the way back to kindergarten at Teacher Memorial, and carried over to the Tenny, and carried over to Savannah, in which there was a very dapper music teacher over there at the time. I'm not going to call any names or anything. And then on North and with North Community College in East Carolina. I cannot remember a time that I was not in school in some way, shape, or form. Through coaching, through mentoring student teachers. I had 5 of those while I was in the classroom. And just pretty much doing whatever I could for my school is who I am. But I do appreciate it. I appreciate the vote of confidence. And I hope you do a good job. Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming Mr. Philippi. Welcome to our senior leadership team. Now, Mr. Philippi will finish the school year at Whittington Middle School, and then we'll work on a transition at some point in June. Dr. Mitchell has agreed to stay over at, I'm not sure the transportation department's happy about that. They love having him over there a few days a week. But he has agreed to stay on and work with us in transitioning with Mr. Philippi. So as he transitions out of Whittington with the new principal there, we will advertise for a principal vacancy tomorrow. And then at the June board meeting, we'll have a name for you to consider for that position. And then they can transition. Okay? Let's give him one more round of applause.
I've known Mr. Philippi for a long time while in college. And one of the things about Patrick, if there's anything to be said about it, he is very, 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 very competitive. He does not like to lose. And he will take, that's what Mr. Williams said, as a challenge and move this forward. I feel pretty sure. Congratulations.
Anyone else? Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Congratulations, man. And it ties in with my comment at the commissioners meeting. We got a pledge, really, from the county commissioners to start holding joint strategic planning meetings. I think we have our rep. And finally, to the ladies board, ladies audience, my best to each and every one of you for a fabulous and delightful Mother's Day. That the chair is open for a motion to adjourn. Worse.
Yes, but I did want to say something. I wanted to also thank Mr. Rick, Ms. Davis, and Mr. Woods for supporting me on my award nomination over at East Carolina University. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Yes, a motion.
I have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? I have a second. All those in favor? Motion to adjourn. Stand adjourned. Be safe, everyone.